Cam Newton's coming back,
Oh.
and Cam Newton is back, and Cam Newton got it done yesterday. 15 for 19, 155 passing yards, 15 rushes for 75 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 sacks in a win over the Miami Dolphins to get it going. Here is Cam Newton talking about Josh McDaniels, the guy who has designed this new offense for Cam.
You know, Josh has been calling plays the same way for a long time. So now knowing, you know, the dialogue that we had on the sidelines was unbelievable. Just him being transparent as well as myself being transparent on how we can attack this defense. They had a lot of things that, you know, we went over and they tried to disguise a lot. But at the end of the day, you know, we made the adjustments and we executed.
21-11 was the final score. It was by no means a blowout, and it's impossible to tell at this point how good or bad any team is. That's one thing about week one. You never know how good the team is that beat you, and you never know how bad the team is that you beat. We'll find out as the rest of the season unfolds. But Cam Newton looked the part. I mean, that's what we're always searching for early in the season. Who looks the part, who doesn't?
Right.
Cam Newton looked like Cam Newton of old, Chris.
He definitely did, Mike. I mean, first off, I think, you know, you said 21-11. It was, I think, the score a little bit, you know, closer than what it really was on the field, right? And N'Keal Harry fumbles on the 1 foot line going in. They missed a chip shot field goal at one point. At no point did I ever feel like the Dolphins were a threat to win the football game. I kept going, man, New England should have put them away already, but they didn't. But regardless, wow. Wow. That's all I can really say. I mean, first off, Cam Newton looked phenomenal running the football, all the things they did around him, threw the ball really well. I mean, really, all the drop-back pass attempts, thought he was on the money with where he put the ball, hanging in the pocket, delivering the right arc and pace on the ball, whatever it may be. But, you know, the big thing is kind of what he alluded to there. I mean, Josh McDaniels, what he did yesterday. I mean, just that game alone, you sat there and went, ooh, I mean, what are they going to do here? How are they going to attack you? Whoa, this guy's going this way. This guy's going that way. There goes Cam. This guy's going that way. This guy's going that way. Oh, it's somebody up the middle. I really think they're going to find the proper formula, and Cam Newton seems so bought in and just loving the experience in which he's involved right now. It was fun to watch yesterday. I had more fun watching that game and that offense being unveiled, I think, than anything in football yesterday. Is that weird? I really enjoyed it.
No, because that was every bit as stunning to see Cam Newton in red, white, and blue than it was to see Tom Brady. I still think the most jarring was Brady because we've got 20 years of memory of him with New England. But for Cam Newton to be the guy who replaces him, and look, they were excited about it, the energy and everything that goes along with it. The one thing, Chris, that concerned me, when I say it looked like the Cam Newton of old, that's good, but it's also bad because there were too many times he was hit, too many times he was in a cluster of bodies as they were trying to drag that giant to the ground. That's the kind of thing that if they don't manage it properly, it's eventually going to get him injured. And I was confident and hopeful that what we would see from the Patriots yesterday was a more deliberate attempt to keep him out of harm's way. And when you consider everything he's been through physically, and I think they may be seduced the same way the Panthers were by this statue who walks into the facility who looks indestructible. The problem is he's destructible. He's still built of the same stuff the rest of us are. And there were too many times yesterday when I looked up, and we're watching 9 games at once, but too many times I look up and I see him getting slammed into, dragged to the ground. It's like, you got to be a little more careful with this guy or he's not going to be there when December rolls around.
Yeah, they used him. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, I will say you're right. He was in a mosh pit of bodies a few times, you know, a few of them. Hey, it's what he had to do. It was 3rd and shorts, 4th and shorts. You know, for the most part, he does do a good job of kind of getting down or trying not to take those type of blows. But, you know, I think New England went into that game, and, you know, we saw this in some other games too. We could even say this about Josh Allen and Buffalo, where, I think they're just going in, let's get a win in game 1. Let's get any advantage we can. And the advantage was they don't know what to expect from our Cam Newton run offense. As much as Brian Flores knows our offense, he doesn't know this aspect, and he hasn't seen any of that. So I think they rode that hard. I think Belichick's very smart, though. He'll realize, like, I can't do this to this guy week after week after week. And then I think what you'll see next week is the next level. You know, the stuff off of that. Because now, okay, here, we put out these plays for Cam Newton and all these crazy designs. All right. They're going to have a plan formulated for, okay, we think this is how a team's going to defend us next week. And when you start doing that, here comes plan B to screw you over. And they'll have a whole bunch of new plays off of what we saw them be successful with this week. And I think that's why they did it, Mike. It was probably just to get the win, get off the schneid, get off the, hey, it's Cam Newton era, we're done with Tom Brady. And now they can almost use it as like a decoy, as you say, like for the rest of the year to open up a lot of other things. And then, of course, they'll run them when they really need them.
And not just for the rest of the year. They are going to Seattle to play a team that has ample experience defending Cam Newton, right?
Doubt.
There was a time where Cam Newton and Russell Wilson, in my mind, had the potential to become the new Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Where they were crossing paths regularly. They met in the playoffs multiple times. One time the Panthers got the better of the Seahawks. Another time the Seahawks got the better of the Panthers. I think they've only met twice in the postseason, but this is Russell Wilson and Cam Newton, and Pete Carroll knows how to defend Cam Newton.
Yes.
And maybe this is the setup. Maybe yesterday was the setup for what's coming on Sunday when New England goes to Seattle.
Well, it could be. And, you know, again, this, like, Pete Carroll, defense, Jamal Adams, that's going to be fun to watch. He does know how to defend this, but he hasn't had to defend Cam Newton with Josh McDaniels as his offensive game planner. And I think that's a different animal because Josh, again, yesterday showed like all great offensive coordinators, he exposes the defensive rules or their adjustments. How many times did we see motions or things like that? And you went, whoa, they don't have a guy over here for Cam Newton. You know, the one touchdown he ran out to the right, I think it was the first touchdown of the game for Cam Newton. I mean, nobody two-hand touched him. You know, so that's where it's going to be different. You have a coaching staff, and Belichick gets his nose in the offense too, who will go, hey, wait, Josh, if you did this, I wouldn't like this if I was the defensive coordinator. This would be an issue for me. You should do more of that. That's where New England's great. They will figure out how to communicate and use the stress of Cam Newton and the things he can do to a team schematically to their advantage. And they understand how teams adjust and do that, and that's why they can expose people. And you see people wide open or a run gash, you know, a team like they did yesterday every now and then because they're just on another level that way.
We're getting very low on time in this segment, but your thoughts on the New England defense post-free agency defections and opt-outs?
Yeah, I still thought it looked really good. I mean, again, the biggest thing, Mike, and I know we've talked about it a lot, is that secondary still intact. No, there's no Patrick Chung, but if there was a position on their defense they could afford to lose, it's safety. They have them growing on trees there, and that just, no matter who their front seven is, because they can match up with Gilmore and J.C. Jackson and Jonathan Jones, and then you have McCourty, who's an awesome safety and can match up like a corner too, it allows their front seven to do so many different things. They play off their secondary, which allows them to hide maybe a lack of talent sometimes on their front seven because of all the creative and different things they can do. It's all about that secondary, and it's special, and I still think it's going to be one of the better defenses in football.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.